guys, it's Leann, Small Town Stitches, and we're back for Flosstube 121. It is August 1st. I don't know if I've ever been on the dot with a monthly update like this, but it is August 1st already. So we're here for July's recap. So if you are new, welcome. This is a channel about cross stitch, and hopefully you're in the right place and you kind of like what you see. Consider sticking around, and if you are one of my returning subscribers, thank you. You guys have stuck with me for a long time. Actually, I have to insert this picture real quick. So I took a picture from my first floss tube versus my last floss tube, and I'm gonna put it here, and the change in my face especially is just insane. So the change in almost 9 years that I've been on Flosstube is pretty crazy, to be honest. I can't believe it. So we have a lot to talk about project-wise in this video. I have like 15 projects to show you guys. July was my biggest stitch month this year. I don't know how. I don't always want to say the number because my goal when I say numbers is not to make people feel bad about how much they have stitched, whether my goal is too little compared to theirs or too much. Everybody is different. Everybody stitches at a different speed. And that's not why I do that. So I'm a little bit hesitant to put the number up because I don't want anyone to feel bad, or whatever. That being said, I don't know how I stitched so much because I literally did nothing different except for change up kind of how I was doing my stitching. I do wake up early. I primarily am up between 5:30 and 6 if I get up on my own. If I get up with my husband for work, I get up at 4:45 with him. And then see him off to work and kind of do like my Bible and stitching and stuff afterwards. So a lot of like dino, for example, is done before I even start my work day. So that will change a little bit in the end of this month now, because when school starts back up on August 26th, it feels like it just keeps getting earlier and earlier and earlier. I remember when it was after Labor Day. Not so much anymore. All right, so let's get into these projects. My first I'm going to talk about is my focus piece for this year. This is beginner TRex Attack. Its artwork is by David Penfound, and it is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I switched up how I started doing this one. So I'm gonna, while I'm talking, put a picture of what beginner TRex Attack looks like. I was doing my daily 30 goals first in the day and then tried to get dino in. And then halfway through the month, I was like, if this is a focus piece, it really should be the first thing I work on. And literally, it should be my focus and then everything else after. So I switched that up about halfway through the month, and then my numbers in progress just completely changed. Why my brain didn't think of that beforehand, I don't know. It's the way my brain thinks. So I got 10,292 stitches on just dino in July. I've never hit that. So I'm gonna insert a picture of where you guys last saw dino in my last video. And then we hit the bottom of the pages. So I'm gonna insert a picture. I finished the page I was working on and the partial below. So I have officially hit on that one side the entire length of the piece. I'm so excited. So now I'll show you where it is. I've started the next page over, and here we are. So this corner is all new for this page. So I am working on, you can see a dino tail, another dino head. I think this is the body from another dino. There's so many dinos in this piece. So this is where I'm at right now. And I'm currently sitting at 76.72% on this piece. I think after this page, I have, actually, let me pull it up. I'll show you, I'll tell you right now. After this full page I'm working on right now, I have another partial under it. So I, after this one, have 3 more full pages, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 partials to go. So that's where I'm at. It's a little distorted when it comes in, but this one is stitched on a 22 count 1/1 with DMC. Okay. Next up, I have a couple daily 30s. I have a focus daily 30 that I do throughout the entire month, and then my other daily 30s I rotate weekly. So my first of this is my Patriotic Sunflower. This is by Sambry Stitches Designs. You can get a paper chart via 123 Stitch, probably your LNS if they order from her, or you can get them on Etsy as a PDF from her Etsy store. And I love her as a person, and I will always brag about her as well. So this is where I was. It was a daily 30 for 1 week, and I got 750 stitches on it. And here we are now. I am stitching it all in the called for colors. This is a 20 count Caramel Macchiato by Fiber on a whim, and I will have quite a bit left over. It's all crinkly. So I finished this one, started working on this one. My X's are really tiny on this. I have to finish this petal, and then I think I have 2 more. And then the sunflower portion is done, and I can do the words. So super excited about this piece. Love it. Absolutely love it. That piece is at 56.39% right now. This one actually has to stay out, my Patriotic Sunflower, because I'm gonna work on it the first week in August. All right, speaking of focus daily 30 pieces, this is Lord of the Rings Silhouette. I got it from Etsy. If I have links for these pieces, I will put them below. If I don't have links, it means I can't find it anymore, just so you know. So always check the description box. All right, so because it was my daily 30 minutes a day for the whole month of July, I got 3,118 stitches. This is where I was on it. I've got so much done on this. Here's where we are. I am so close to being done with black. All I have left to do is Gandalf, and I've started on his robe right here. That's why you can see the increases. So I'll bring it in. We have Aragorn, we have Bill the Horse and Sam, we have Boromir, Merry and Pippin, Gimli, Legolas, and Frodo. So all I have left to do is Gandalf, and then I have the words that I'm gonna do at the top. And the words I'm going to do in PB26, which is this gold color. This, I'm going to keep it as a Focus Daily 30. This should be finished in August. Another finish. So, super proud of that piece. This has to stay out too. Okay, I did not say it, but Lord of the Rings Silhouette is at 72.69%. I do apologize for the little clips here and there that I'm kind of doing, and I'll insert them all together. I can't film this necessarily in one big thing. The house is a little bit crazy this morning, so I apologize about that. Next up, I have a start and a finish. I wanted to see if I could do it. This was another monthly daily 30 that I did, and this was I think it's Cherry Hill Stitchery Stars and Stripes Forever. It is available on their Etsy store. Like I said, I did a daily 30, and 1,709 stitches later, I have a finish. So I don't have to show you what it was before, because you won't see. But here's where we are. This is stitched on 18 count bronze age, and I didn't really like the way it was looking with 2 strands, which is weird because the 18 count I always do 2 strands. So I did it on 1, so it looks a little bit more like antique-y along with the fabric, but I really like it. So here's where I'm at. This is where I got my finish. It's blowing it out. It's more, I don't know. Let's see. There we go. It's more dark brown like that. So yeah, I'll bring it in. It's kind of delicate looking, kind of aged looking almost, but I really truly like it. I didn't do the called for colors. I kind of picked going off what she had on her picture and just pulled from stash. So yeah, I have the other one from her, United We Stand, I believe. I'm gonna do it in the same colors on the other half of this fabric so it matches. But there's my start and my finish. I think that's finish number 3 for this year for me. Super impressive. All right, now we're going to talk about my oldest whip. This is Halloween Night. It is by Tilton Crafts. I believe it's a Shutterstock license, if I'm not mistaken. This I talked about, I think it was at a couple videos ago, I decided to crop. So I'm going to insert a picture of what I'm cropping mine down to. And I try to work on this every Wednesday for Oldest Whip Wednesday. This was started by Alicia, who is Adventures of Stitching. And I try to at least get 100. I didn't work on it yesterday. So I got 300 for the month. So this is where I am now. So I'm just working in this diagonal. I have one more page to go. And then it'll just go down, and then, yeah. I am at 74.31%. It's kind of a lie because I've cut so much out. I think I was at like 20 something, 30%. But hey, now I'm at 74 because of all the amount I've cut out. So, working on this tree and sky. There's a lot of blues, a lot of different colors of blues in this one. So that's where I'm at. This one is 20 count 2/1 full cross, which is why I'm not doing the whole thing because it's very, 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 very thick. I started this in 2018, 2019, something like that. Now on 20 count, I do 1/1. You can see through it a little bit more 1/1, but I like the way it feels better. So that's where that one is. I'm also kind of inserting pictures. I kind of did some editing. I took before pictures and then after pictures so you can see them side by side, and I'm hopefully, if I remember, inserting them after you see every project. All right, so let's cross out what I've done. All right, next up was another daily 30. This one got 1 week. This is Rivendell by Country Magic Stitch. Welcome to Rivendell. I will put a picture in. This one got 798 stitches and it's at 9.16%. These stitch up so fast. Here we are now. I've gotten so much done. These are so fun to work on. They're blocky, but they're blocky enough that you can like stitch. So this is stitched too. So like I stitched in my diagonals, but then you can do this color and then you can do this, like, I don't know. They're just fun. So 9.16, 20 count. Ada 1/1 with CXC floss. It's so much fun. I'm really liking how this is stitching up. I'm really liking watching the progress on this, even just in a week. So that is welcome to Rivendell. I have projects. I literally have to throw them on the floor right now. Next up was yet another daily 30 for a week. This was my only Christmas piece I worked on in July. Instead of doing Christmas in July, July is our Independence Day, July 4th, so I did Patriotic July, hence the reason I focused on Stars and Stripes forever. I was just feeling more patriotic. So I did bust out my Shannon Christine Christmas. This got a week. And I got 593 stitches in it. So this is what it looked like before I started it. And here we are now. So it's 18 count vintage country mocha, which makes that white just sing. I love it. So I finished my candy cane block. I didn't get to start at any more of the border, but I finished block 2. I love this. Love how it is turning out. These blocks have more stitching than you would think they do. A lot of B5200 stitching. But I just like the way it is turning out, and I'm super happy that I restarted them because I think that it just looks so much better than my original start. So there's that one. And then this halfway through the month-ish, I don't even know when, I got another bug that I needed to switch my stuff up. I'm feeling the pull to work on more things. I was trying to stitch them like 1,000 goal, but with Dino being such a focus, that was just dragging pieces out forever, and I just felt like I wasn't being able to touch as many pieces as I wanted to. So I gave myself a 500 stitch count goal. And that is my goal, is to, when I get a project out at night or whatever, to stitch 500 stitches on it, and then I can put it away and move on to the next piece. And that changed everything. I think that's where a lot of my stitching in July came from, apart from Dino taking, over half of it. Because once I made that goal for 500, to do 500 on a project before I switch it, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pieces. So it's 4,000 stitches. But it was taking me like 2, maybe 3 days to hit it. And I really liked that I worked on a huge chunk. There's a lot missing from my wheel that I've already worked on. So I'm really, truly enjoying that. My first up that I had spun is Seavilians. This is by Jerry LaFaro. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs piece. I started this originally with Angie, who is Angie Slowly Crafts. And we were gonna start it with Mama Carmen on Instagram. She couldn't start it right away with us. She has, I believe, since started it though. And Tanya from Stitching Addicted is also stitching this right now. So mine is stitched on a 20 count 1/1 with CXC. I'll put a picture of where it was. And I got a total of 500 stitches in even. And I finished my diagonal. This piece is now at 2.04%. And if you look in, these stitches are a different color than anything else. So I'm not quite sure if I'm getting ready to hit something. That would be super fun. But yeah, if you bring it out, the colors sing a little bit more. But this piece, so page 1 stops like here-ish, I think. I've worked it into page 2 to go this way. I'm not sure. I've considered starting to stair step them, which means like this piece, then maybe this piece, then this piece, you know, type thing. Because I don't think I will keep up with the diagonals like this all the way across the page. I will get bored. And I don't like to move my hoop that much, let's be honest. So, super excited. It's a huge piece. I haven't even finished one page on that yet. I mean, this is my fabric. It's a big piece. Not my biggest. I think that goes to building dreams. But it's still a big piece. All right, next up, I have not worked on this piece in a long time. This is God Shed His Grace. This is the artisty version, and its artwork is by Abraham Hunter. I had started this originally on my birthday when I was going to do 4 birthday starts, and then I got super sick with pneumonia, and that didn't happen. So I got 501 stitches on this piece. Actually, one of my new starts is right there. I need to finish kitting up and start before the end of this year, because I'll get into plans later, but I have a couple things I need to start this year. So here's where we are now. You can kind of see a little bit of cloud. There's not a whole lot of definition, especially when you look at it this way. It just looks splotchy. But I'm thinking as I get farther into it, I've seen Alicia's, who's also doing the artisty version in the same corner that I'm doing. And hers is like beautiful. So I know that there will be definition. It's just not really showing right now. This one is 1/1 with CXC on a 22 count. So, love it. 1.31% for that one. Next up is our stitch along, start along, whatever you want to call it, for A Beautiful Place. This is by Stitches So Beautiful. If you have not checked out Stitches So Beautiful's Etsy store, I think she also has a standalone website. I highly recommend you do. It's a great pattern to stitch on. I will give her that. So there are quite a few of us stitching this. I've actually met a bunch of new Flosstubers because of this, and we've since created a challenge that is going to be super awesome, because we were talking about how a lot of us don't have Facebook, and all the challenges seem to, for the most part, I know the Naptime Stitcher is doing an Olympic challenge right now on Instagram, but there's a lot of stuff done on Facebook, so you miss out on the opportunities because you don't have Facebook. So we created our own in that group. Ebony made this map for everyone that is participating, and we are going to stitch the miles between us and create our own challenge. You can use the same project, you can switch it up and do different projects. I have everybody's now that's participating. So I gave them my list of my projects, including some new starts I have next year, and had every single person pick their favorite project or the project they want me to stitch to them. And that will be, so if it's like Tanya was over 8,000 miles from me. So I will stitch over 8,000 stitches on whatever that piece she selected to stitch towards. It's just going to be so much fun. Mine is going to mostly be next year that I'm going to focus on this with my plans, because I got to get Dino out, and those stinkers, not a single person picked Dino because they knew it was a focus anyways. Darn it, it'd have been cheating. Anyways, this is where A Beautiful Place was. Tangent. I got 500 on it. And here we are now. You can totally see my thread hanging from behind. But I got this to 1.09%, and I'm up in the trees. This is a lot of fun to stitch on. Some people have already hit the cabins. Some people are so far ahead. And I think it's hilarious because I may be hosting the start along. I'm definitely like towards like the back end of progress compared to a lot of these ladies. So here we are. Gosh, this piece is so beautiful. Huh? All right. Next up, let's talk about this one. All right, next up, this is a Church for All Seasons. It is a Charting Creations pattern. Its artwork is by Nikki B. This was sitting most of this year in a pile because I did not know if I wanted to finish this. It is beautiful. However, it is massive. And by it is massive. It's very, it's not very tall, but it is very long. And I mean, I have so many things. You see all my pieces. Like, I don't have wall space for something that giant. So I was looking at doing another church pattern because I really did, I wanted to do a church. And then Angie from Angie Slowly Crafts told me, like, why don't you just crop it and do one of the churches in the Church for All Seasons? So I took her, like, she said that a while ago. So finally in July, I started messing with Pattern Keeper and filling things in and stuff, and I got it to where I can stitch one of the churches in just one of the churches. So I'm gonna do the spring church. This is gonna blow it out. I'll try to put a picture of just the spring church, what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be beautiful when it's done. And it's not gonna be like, you know, the Hades sometimes when they crop it and it's so blown way out. It's just gonna be a section of this. So this is Church for All Seasons before I started on it. And I got 500 on it, which is now at 79.05%, which again is cheating because I haven't stitched that much. But here we are. Oh. It was so much more enjoyable. I don't know if it's because most of that fabric's gone and I don't have to deal with it, but I'm still in the sky working in my diagonals. Let's see, there's page 1. I think there's only 3 pages wide now. I cut my fabric big because I'm always petrified that I'm not gonna have enough. But I think it's like 3 pages wide. So again, won't be that big. This is 1 page. So it'll be maybe this big, so about the size of a mini. Perfect, works for me. This is and again, it's not, I may have to cut a little bit off the bottom. Apparently when I did the math, I did not allow myself enough this way. So I'm gonna probably have to cut part of the flowers and like maybe one of the stairs and stuff off the bottom, which is fine. I'll deal with that when the time comes. But that is where we're at. I'm glad to be working on it again. I'm glad to have found, this is the second piece this year I've cropped, but I'm glad I found something that works for me. because I still like the piece. I just didn't want to stitch that long of a piece. And the spring church is truly my favorite one. So I'm excited. Okay, this is my last daily 30. This is Diagon Alley by Country Magic Stitch. This one is the one I restarted not too long ago. I was at like 4-point-something%, and I just wasn't enjoying it. And I was really enjoying Rivendell, so I restarted it on the same 20 count, but in gray. This is where I was. Because this was the daily 30 for a week, I got 709. And I'm at 6.46%, so I've already passed where I was. Here we are. Love it. So working on my diagonals, and see that white from the sky, the blue. I'm in that first house. I think the first, like the dragon wing should start like over here somewhere. My daughter has already said she's going to steal this as hers. And I said, you have so much stuff in your bedroom. You want that dinosaur piece? You want a bunch of these? Where are you going to put them on your walls? She's got a big old bookshelf in her room. She's got a tall, like a chest, big dresser. That's an antique. It was her great-grandma's, my husband's grandma's. But it's where it's at. 20 count 1/1 with CXC. So much fun to stitch on. Love them. 3 more to go. My floor is a mess. Next up is Mini Farm Stand. This is by Donna Gelsinger. It is a Heaven and Earth Designs. I have a picture of where it was. I got 502 stitches on this, and it is now 1.04%. And this is where I got. Start of another tree. I love trees, but whoo, they have a lot of confetti. So this is on a 20 count. This was a fabric of the month from Dying for Cross Stitch. It's not named. I also don't think I need this much fabric, but you know, this is where I'm at. 1/1 was CXC. I think Alicia hit 2%. She's ahead of me. I think she's got like another diagonal in. I'm super excited for my progress though. All right, next up is another piece I started with Alicia. I talked her into this one. This is Mini Gardener's Paradise. This is also by Donna Gelsinger. I really like Donna Gelsinger. I got 504 stitches on this. Swear it was. I started it on the same fabric that I had after. So we originally were doing Farm Stand the full size. It was enormous, over 400,000 stitches. And we decided to do the mini. And when I cut my fabric, I had enough for this too. So I'm using the exact same fabric. Like I said, 504 stitches, 1.87% is where it is now. And here we are. Ah, love the colors. You can start to see the flowers in that corner. And this is the start of like the shed, the greenhouse. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. This is actually stitched, picked for from two people as my Stitch to Them project. So it's gonna get some love next year for sure. So beautiful. Ah, love it. Okay. Last project is Shire painting. This was available on Etsy. The store is no longer there. I'm sorry. I don't think you can get this anymore. Quite a few of us had started this. I will put a picture of where it was. I got 501 stitch. I actually finished this last night, just in the nick of time for July. It is now at 3.38%. And here we are. So again, this I had started, I think the page ends here, and I was gonna go in diagonals across like this. I may stair step it, I don't know. That's why you can see it kind of where it stops right here. That is page 1. This was into page 2. So I finished a diagonal and started on another one. 20 count, 1 over 1 with DMC. Ah, love it. And those are the 7 million projects I've worked on in the month of July. Like I said, that 500 thing and switching, it seems to be doing really well for me right now. Okay. Purchases. Actually, before I talk about, I was telling you guys in my last video that the thread measure thing that Sambry Stitches but Becca bought me and I couldn't find because we had just like redid a bunch of stuff. I found it. It's right here. It is beautiful. So you can just wind your fabric, snip it, there you go. Everything's same length. So this is what Becca had bought me that I didn't know where it was in my last video. It was 100% where I thought it was too. Okay. I have bought 2 charts since you guys last saw me. I'm actually going to start both of these charts next year. We will get into plans for next year towards the end of the year. So the first one I bought was Stained Glass Tree of Life. This is from Stitches So Beautiful. The artwork is by Peaceful Art Colors. Hopefully I'm putting a picture in. I cannot wait to start this. This is, like I said, going to be a new start for next year. It's got 160,000 stitches in it. So, and there is quite a lot of 310. Man, between, like, literally I could probably do all the 310 and I will be in 310 for a while. Between this one and When to Rule Them All, which hopefully I get to this month for at least 500, but it's a lot. Let me show you. Let me show you how much 310 is in this. That is all 310. Right there. I'll be in 310 for a while. But the colors in it is what caught my eye. All right, and then the next pattern I bought is by Heaven and Earth Designs. I have been wanting to do a NASA image for quite some time from them. They're just absolutely stunning. And I was watching Stacy Stitches. She has one floss tube out. Go check her out. She showed this one as a finish in her first floss tube, and it is the one that I went and bought. And this is Mini Orion Nebula. It is a NASA image, and I will be starting this next year as well. I have to get the floss and stuff for these, but I'm going to be starting that next year. So those are my 2 purchases in a month. Not bad. All right. Who have I been watching lately? I have been doing a lot of shows on like Netflix, and there's been a couple on Hulu. Like, what was it? The Good Wife, The Perfect Wife, something like that, about Sarah, what's her name? Sarah Papini. Go watch it. It's only 3 episodes long. But, so I've been watching like stuff like that, listening to audiobooks. It is August 1st, so I was listening to one and it went back too early. So I already checked that back out so I can finish it. I was like 50% done with it. And that was, I don't remember the name of it. I'll put a picture of the book here. This is the one I'm currently listening to. The other book I'm currently still doing is The Two Towers, with Rainey and Alicia. So, actually I'm a chapter behind right now because I didn't get to it yesterday. Okay, but who have I been watching Flosstube wise? So first is Stitches with Ebony. I will link all these people below so you can go check them out. She finished, not in this last video, I think it was it the video before? She finished this, was it a lion or a tiger? I'm blanking. Whew, the piece was stunning. Like, looked like a photograph. Like, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'm loving her. She's one who also is in our group for Stitches, the Stitches So Beautiful, a Beautiful Place. She's one who made all our maps up for us. Thank you again, Ebony. I know it was so much work. Every map she did was personalized. So the map that I have, everyone's distance is calculated off of my location. So from there. And then she did like hers. Everyone's location is from her. So it was a lot of work that she spent on this. And they turned out awesome. And I can't wait to do that. Next, I also mentioned Stacy Stitches. Go check her out. So Stacy and Ebony are from England. And Ebony's got quite a couple videos out. And Stacy, I believe, has one so far. So, well, like I said, she did a NASA finish. She has like 4 projects, so she can kick butt on progress way faster than I can. Although all of us are trying to get her to start 700 other things, but Laura from Stitching by the Shore, she has been around for quite a while. I just wanted to give Laura a thank you. She didn't do anything outside of her ordinary. I had a really rough day Monday this week. It's Thursday. Work was insane. We were short-staffed, and they scheduled 2 nurses on a Monday, which is already crazy. So we only had 3 of us to do all the work, and it was, I've never done so much since I started 2 years ago in a day. It was crazy. I have the Flosstube itchy nose, now it's getting red. And I was just about ready to lose my ever-loving mind. It was so bad. But I put on Laura's last video, and she has such a calming voice, like a calming, relaxing voice to her, that I just listened to her in between phone calls and stuff. And it just helps. So Laura, thank you for keeping me company and for trying to regain my sanity a little bit at work. You didn't know you don't have to do anything, but just thank you. Tanya from Stitching Addicted, she is also doing A Beautiful Place. She's also doing a couple of other pieces. I convinced her to do her Halloween night. She's also stitching Seavilians. That girl can stitch like the wind. She just had a finish. Go check her out in her last video. Her progress that she can make in 2 weeks, because she usually films every 2 weeks, is amazing. Speaking of Tanya, you haven't filmed a stitch with me in a while, ma'am. Just saying. I mean, I've never filmed one, but you know. Jordan, the tattooed stitcher. I love Jordan. I remember Jordan's first Flosstube. Been watching her for years. So if you don't watch Jordan, she doesn't do full coverage, but she does some amazing stitching. She makes some beautiful project bags. Go check her out. And then I call them my girls. And that consists of Rainy Day Reads, Alicia Adventures of Stitching, Angie Slowly Crafts, and Becca, Sandbury Stitches. Becca just posted a new video not too long ago. So go check Becca out. She also posted on her Instagram some market releases, and she has a couple that are just, go check them out. Seriously. So, all right, LifeWise. What do we have LifeWise going on? Not a whole lot, to be honest. I am supposed to go, I think, August 13th, I think it is. August 13th? Yeah, for my dermatology appointment. So we will see how that goes. I watched Alara's her stitch with me, which trigger warning, she gives multiple trigger warnings. It's not an easy one to listen to. It's a lot about her mental health and stuff like that. But she mentioned that she is also going through this at the same time. And I think a lot of it has to do with stress, unfortunately. I think a lot of it has to do with stress when my body is under extreme stress, like a severe illness or something like that, because the last 2 times I've been sick, it's happened, unfortunately. And I don't want that to be the answer, because that means it's going to keep happening. So I really don't want that to be the answer. I don't want to keep dealing with this all the time, but I don't know. We'll find out when we go to the dermatologist. Husband is same old, just working. We went to the 4-H fair in July for their monster truck show. My daughter loved it. It's her first time, so now she wants to go to like the bigger ones, like the arenas and stuff like that. So we went and did that. My garden is doing fantastic this year. I've canned so far 12 jars of pickles. I've done some refrigerator pickles where I just put them in there and eat them a couple days later too. My daughter wants to eat them faster than the garden can grow them. I got green beans coming out my ears. I need to make I made zucchini bread and zucchini muffins last weekend. That's what I usually do with my zucchini. I need to make some more, and yeah. I have banana peppers I need to can up. I have jalapenos that came in so far. My husband made jalapeno poppers and ate those out of those. I have yet to have my green peppers are flowering, but I haven't checked them yesterday. But I don't have any actually starting, so it's really weird. I have tomatoes coming in a bunch. They're not red yet or even orange or whatever at this point. They're still green. But yeah, the garden's doing so well this year, and I'm so thankful after not having it last year. So yeah, working on the pickles. We need those tomatoes and stuff so I can start working on the salsa. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for us for life stuff. School starts the end of this month, so we are going to be finding out her teacher here soon. I need to finish getting her school stuff ready. We have kind of like the open house, meet the teacher on the 22nd, and then she starts the 26th. So she's excited to go back see her friends. She's not excited necessarily to sit there all day for school, but she loves school too at the same time. So she's more nervous about who her teacher's going to be this year. So, all right, I think that's all for me. I can't think of anything else that I'm missing. So again, I will have the links for the Flosstubers and the patterns that I can link below. And yeah, we'll have to see what August brings with school starting and stuff like that, and see if I can, I don't know. I still don't know how I hit the number I did this month. But all right, I will see you guys later. Remember, your mental health is important, to take time for yourself each and every day, and to be a light to the world around you. Have a great August, and see you guys later.